So guys, I've had the iPhone 10 for over 250 days now. Today's not going to be a review. It's going to be a new video for me. I'm going to show you what's on my iPhone 10. As you can see physically what's on it, I have the saddle brown leather case. It has worn in beautifully. I love it. It was a lighter brown, but of course after 250 days, it has turned into this. I really love it. Before we get recording, I'm going to show you a tip what I do. So when I record on my phone, as you can see right here, all you got to do is swipe down from the top, and then if you customize your panel right here, long clicking on the record button is super important because you can turn microphone audio on and then hit start recording. So now the screen is recording everything, but the important part is when I force touched the record button, turning on audio for the iPhone 10 is great because that allows me to sync up the audio with the camera in post, so it's super easy to match everything up. I don't have to guess. So guys, for my home screen, you can just see I have a very simple black-based background. It works really good with the AMOLED display. You see the darkness just kind of transitions up to trees, to fog. It's really nice. And then of course you can utilize the camera if you scroll to the left like that, get right into the camera, get into selfie mode. Portrait mode is probably my favorite. And then we can just go back. So we're gonna have to do some Face ID business. That got us right in. As you can see, I have my home screen kind of organized as much as I could do it. You can see it says social, finance, smart home, shopping, health, and travel. So these are like 6 really big topics of apps I use. So social is a folder, but then also my most used social-based apps are right here. I guess you could classify email as social-based because you're talking to people. That's the best thing I could think of. And then also I have these, which I had these on the second page, so that's why you didn't see them before. But Instagram, I honestly don't use very much. LinkedIn, I just have a LinkedIn profile for the purpose of like professional networking. And then TubeBuddy, I actually really love the TubeBuddy app on my phone because what it does, it allows me to get trophies and stuff to post on social media. So you can keep track of like your milestones. It shows like 70,000 subscribers. I click that and then I can save it. And then I can share it to social media and stuff, so it's pretty cool. So it will keep track of various milestones, so like of 23 million views I hit, it keeps track of that, 700 uploads, stuff like that. So that's pretty cool and motivating to do. For finance, same way, and then all the way down. So it's a good way to organize, but also have instant access to the apps I use the most. I really get frustrated when people just put everything in a folder because the more you have to tap, the longer it takes to do something. So I figure this is kind of organized, but also you have the ability to get to stuff quick. So we're just going to start with the top. At the very top in the social folder, so the things I don't use as often, I have YouTube Studios to check my earnings. I have Reddit just to waste some time. I try to stay away from Reddit. It's a huge time sink. I used to be super addicted. I'll get on it a little bit before bed. And then of course YouTube when I try to watch videos. Obviously as a content creator, it's hard to watch other people's videos when you're also making them yourself. But I try to at least watch a few videos a week if I can. And then my most used social-based media apps are Facebook, Twitter, and Gmail. Facebook, it's more so for people I personally know because no one I know in real life uses Twitter, honestly. It's just, Twitter is the big thing I used for my social media for YouTube. Facebook is big on social media for friends in real life. And then of course Gmail I use for personal email, work email, everything like that. And then when we get into the finance at the bottom, so inside the folder, I just have different finance-based apps, USAA, PayPal, AT&T I have in here because I use the app to pay my phone bill. Credit Karma because knowing your credit score is super important. Don't ever be late on a bill or your credit will suffer and you'll find yourself struggling to get a mortgage and cars and everything like that. So really pay attention to your credit. And yeah. And then last but not least is an app that I keep track of my retirement earnings because retirement is also very important. Don't say you can't save for retirement and then when the time comes, have no money. Can you tell I am a banker as my day job? Okay, so then the apps that I actually use, Busey Mobile, that is another bank I have. Starbucks, I use Starbucks to pay for my drinks. I load the gift cards up there, and that's kind of the reward system. I have it in finance because it's like money, like I put money up there. And then Chase, another frequently used bank I have. So now in the smart home folder, the things I don't use that much would be Google Home, metric time, which is this clock back here. I have Nest, which I don't use that often to have the app on my home screen. But for example, like right now, I have it when I'm filming. I'll pull up the app. I set the air conditioner up really high because I'm filming right now and I don't want the air conditioner to turn on because you can hear it in the audio. And I'm right by the intake vent. So this is really handy. I can just turn it off from my office, not even get up. Google Wi-Fi is super cool. I have Google Wi-Fi as well. You can see one right there, and I have 3 other ones in my house. It just extends the Wi-Fi all through the house perfectly. It even makes the signal better outside. I really love it. You can kind of see different things, different options. And then also, let's see. I also love that the Google Wi-Fi does speed tests like pretty much almost every day. So you can see the speeds. My upload sucks. My download for some reason like went up. So I don't know if our provider Comcast got generous and just bumped up our speed for free, but that's what it looks like. So that's pretty cool to just monitor that. I know a lot of people have had issues where their speed is decreased at certain times of the day. So you could technically do this to double check that. And then also just the normal speed test app. This is great to use if you're trying to test your network speeds where it's on Wi-Fi or whatever like that. So we can do a speed test right now. This should match the Google Wi-Fi pretty closely. So yeah, pretty close to 170 megabits a second, which is great. I'm connected on Wi-Fi to the Google Wi-Fi, and my actual router is way on the other end of the house, so that's great. So speed test, great app to test all that out. Wish I could get my upload speed up because when I upload this video to YouTube, it's going to take forever. And then as far as the things I use the most, so the most used things would be our Xfinity Home. So this is through Comcast, and you get the Face ID. This is our alarm system. I can set everything, whether we're leaving or just arming it for the night. And then I can even check activity from my phone to see, if people have come and gone. It's really handy to just feel safe and secure at your house. And next would be the Philips Hue app. I use this a lot for my office, but I also have other lights in the other house. I'm so rich, I have 2 houses in the other part of the house. So here's Jeremy's office. So I have a ton of lights. I set them all to silver, so it's pretty like balanced as far as lighting. If I turn it off, you can see how drastically darker it gets. And that can also change the colors, of course, to different colors like that, but I typically don't. I just keep it at silver. Yep. And then I can also use my Google Home or just Siri. I could say like set all office lights to blue. Whoa.
Okay, blue it is.
So you can see the blue background is there, and it sets all of the lights, so it's super easy. And then I can just go back to silver by saying set all office lights to silver.
Okay, silver it is.
So that's pretty cool. I don't even have to use the Philips Hue app. I can just use Siri or my Google Home, so that's pretty great. And then as far as this other app, Ember. So this is my app for my mug, my smart coffee mug. It keeps the coffee hot for a long time. I love this mug. It is super great. And for the most part, I only use it on the weekends though because it's not a travel mug. I kind of want to get Ember's travel mug, but it's great on weekends and when I study. Okay, so next is shopping. I don't really have too many things here. I kind of like cleaned out my phone for the necessities. In the not used folder, we have Best Buy, which I'll use from time to time, but not very often. And then for my most used, it's kind of interesting. It's a plethora of apps. I have Amazon, which of course, who can't live without Amazon? I use that all the time. I order like personal stuff, tech stuff, dog food, bird food, camera gear, energy drink even right here. And then eBay. I've been really big on eBay lately. I've been selling a lot of items from my office. I'm just trying to minimize everything I have. It's good to not accumulate a lot of junk or you get kind of crazy. So Chipotle is like my latest obsession. I will order from the app while I'm editing a video, like on Saturday. And if I don't have time to eat lunch, I can set the pickup time. I just walk in, get it, leave. Like I could skip the whole line. It's great. I feel like a real YouTuber when I do that. And then for health apps, the ones I don't use is Health and Heart Study. I don't wear my Apple Watch much anymore. I'm just not into it right now. But for other health-based apps, Pokemon Go, I want to try to get into again. Just as far as walking, motivated me to walk. I've used it a little bit from time to time, but not very much. Fitbit, I don't have an actual Fitbit smart band, but I do have one of the smart scales. So if you go in here, it shows my weight. So I try to weigh myself pretty much every day, and then it reports it in here. I can kind of judge my progress over time. I've lost a little bit of weight, but I'm trying to get down to where I used to be, because I used to be, let's see, yeah, you can see here, I used to be like 140 in 2017. I stopped weighing myself for a little bit, and then I felt like I was getting fat. So I started again, and I went up to, you can see I peaked up to like almost 160, but it's starting to go down again, which is pretty cool to see. I'm trying to like make more healthy decisions. But yeah, so that's a great app. Smart scales are cool. And then the activity thing through Apple, this hooks up mainly to your Apple Watch. So I don't have many full circles. I used to really try to fill my circles. I kind of want to just wear Apple Watch again just to motivate myself to be more active. You can do workouts like through Pokemon Go. You can see the last time I was really into my health was back in January and February of this year. So around that New Year's resolution time, and it looks like I gave up pretty quickly. And so next would be travel. So the ones I don't use much would be SunPass, which is just like paying tolls and stuff for stuff in Florida. Hilton Honors, you can have a physical or like a digital key for your hotel room. Obviously, I'm not staying in hotels that often. And then Apple Maps, I do not recommend using Apple Maps. I've never had luck with that. Even to this day, even with improvements, I just don't like it. So the most used apps would be Google Maps, which of course is obvious. If I'm driving anywhere unfamiliar, I will use that. TripAdvisor is great if I'm traveling and I need to basically see if there's anything cool things to do in the area. And then Priceline I will use to book hotels and stuff like that. No, I don't want notifications. And then underneath, again, like some pretty frequently used things. Phone, I mean, I don't use it that much, but I like to see if I have any call notifications there at a glance. And iMessage I have here. Facebook Messenger, because a lot of people try to message me through there. And then Apple Music, I use that all the time in the car, so I want to have it accessible at the bottom. And then here on the second screen is literally just everything else. I don't use that much. I'm trying to figure out a different way to do this though, because I do find myself wanting to get to Safari and the clock sometimes. So it's a little bit of a hindrance to scroll, hit here, and do that. One thing you'll notice too on my home screen, I don't have the calculator or the camera, because I feel like if it's here, why would you put it on the home screen? You can pull up the calculator that way. You can pull up the camera this way. You can pull up the camera from the home screen even. So there's no point of having the same thing over and over. Gotta use that Face ID, hold on. And then so since we're right here, I'll pull up the calculator and my camera from here. But also what I really like to use is I use Do Not Disturb literally every single night. I do not want people texting me and waking me up. I've had people spam my Facebook Messenger in the middle of the night and it wakes me up, and yeah, you don't want that. But I'll turn it off in the morning so I get notifications. But one thing you'll notice, like I don't have many notifications because if you go into my notifications in the settings, I literally don't have many. So like Facebook off, Gmail off, Instagram off, LinkedIn off. So pretty much Twitter off. So basically YouTube off. So pretty much any social media app or app that's going to send me a ton of notifications, I do not have them on because it will just be a pain in the butt. And if you're wondering about if I use iCloud or not, I do. I have the 200 gigabyte plan. It is nearly halfway full, but honestly, I could probably go through it and really just get rid of a lot of crap. Because I probably have videos and stuff I don't need. So there's that. And then also too, in my extras folder, again, I need to figure this out. Like, let me know in the comment section below where I should put this. I like having everything on the home screen. Maybe I need to get rid of the travel because I don't use that much. Because I have things like that I use pretty frequently, like Safari. I use the notes and the clock app. The calendar I don't really need to because I can get to it from here, right here. I have to give my dog her tick medication, so I have a reminder in my calendar. So one other just like random app from here that I use a lot is Notes. So I'm trying to be fairly organized. So like if I'm doing videos, I'll put video ideas in here. I have various notes. I have passwords, which is probably a no-no. Combinations to certain things, video ideas. I even will take pictures of receipts and put it in my tax write-off section. So at the end of the year, it's very easy for me to keep track of all of that. So guys, that is pretty much it. That is everything on my iPhone 10, how I've gotten it set up after 250 days of ownership. Hopefully you enjoyed, hopefully you learned something from my video. And as far as just chiming in on the performance of this device, I think it's been working great. It feels just like a brand new phone to this day. There have been some really strange software quirks though, so as far as like if you take a screenshot, sometimes it glitches out. Sometimes icons end up in weird places that make no sense. I don't know, like it's just some weird software glitches that Apple needs to work on. But as far as like the usability, the user experience, so everything's just been working perfectly. I have a Galaxy S9 Plus in the background, but I can't help just using the iPhone 10 to this day, just using it with my iMac, using AirDrop is perfect. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. If you made it this far, don't forget to give us a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. We're trying to hit 100,000 subscribers in 2018, so we gotta make that happen. Hope you guys have a great day. See you later. Bye.